And we are streaming. I literally posted in Discord that we'll be starting in about 5 minutes. However, I've noticed 3 people in the queue, so let's not mess around. Let's get a game started. Should just auto start, because that's how the lobby is currently set to, but if it doesn't, I will... Okay. Alright, auto matching is now turned off. So, hello, welcome everybody. Tars Confusion for the 24th of July. And yeah, I badly need to run a form here because I have been down. I basically I've gone third, first, fourth in my last few. And I have tossed so many live Dora in the last 3 games that, yeah, I need a complete reboot from Mahjong for a bit. Anyway, let's see how things progress here. So we have 1 Dora in the opening hand. Reasonably nice one, in all honesty. See if we can pair anything up that's going to be useful for us. Why did I do that? Well, I suppose it doesn't make a difference in that case. Should have clicked the 1 though. Already starting with a misclick. Although, admittedly, that's a misclick that I probably would have made in a couple of turns anyway. Because it's ultimately the same regardless. Hello, Sarah. Still, draw that. Draw that. Puts us Ishanten for a 3-sided weight, maybe. 6-0. 6-0 would be very nice. Alright, Prospero with double tom. I mean, you haven't missed very much. I will throw the red dragon there. And see if he can do anything with the rest of this down hand. Alright, 5's a good draw. Solo's been activated with the white dragon, but that's fine. That helps us towards Pinfu, so we're now 2 away from Pinfu. Against a double call from Prospero with an 8 discarded, so we at least can discarding a safe tile against that. Nine was not a safe tile, but there we go. Double tone. And a red 5. So Prospero off to a typical start for him. And we are second on priority. Alright. East 1, first repeat. Yeah, about the same as the last one, really. I've got more loose tiles. I've got the option for Honitsu, but we won't force it with what we currently got. Especially not now we draw Medora. You know what, I forgot to grab a cup of tea before we started. I just noticed there were 3 people in the queue and decided to start automatically. So I will run off and make a cup of tea once we're done with this first game. Because, at least it's not a bonus one. Because tea is important. Alright, so let's still on the attack then. In all honesty, Solo can afford to go for cheap hands because he will be the dealer if he does, so... It's fine. It's just sometimes it's not always a good idea to just call dragons because you can. Depends how the rest of depends how the rest of his hand is. If he's 1 from Tempai from that, absolutely. But if he's still got a way to go, it's kind of locking him out and denying him 2 safe tiles. Oh, there's dragon number 2. We will probably play dragon number 3 on the next turn. See if we can get ourselves into a Pinfu style hand. Or any style hand at this point. Guess we've got a couple of closed things we need to kill in there. We can get rid of a 9 fairly easily, but the rest we're going to need some help with. Okay, Bear Freeze. Not ideal. Because that kind of isolates our red 5 a little bit, but... Okay, that's an improvement. Let's cut the 8 there. So this actually is a reasonable shape here. So we've got pair and a closed weight, ultimately, with this. Downside is it's looking more and more likely that we're going to have to cut this one free, which, in fairness, we could try and do based on discards, but it's difficult to cut value here. Yeah, let's follow up. We see two of them. We're more likely going to just stall our hand waiting on the last two dots, so... And 3 dots just been proven safe as well by Karma, so we can follow up. Knew that was going to happen. I didn't, but, you know, that's fairly typical that we decide that. I've never played Shogun 2. Alright, we're up against the Riichi, but we've got safe tile for direct purposes for the moment. In fact, we've got 2 safe tiles for the moment, so let's go with that. 7 seems unlikely to pass. It is a Suji against one of his early tiles, though. But I think we're gonna see. We'll only really go for this if we could call for Tanyo, and we're 2 away from it, so... Okay. So that is Dragon Dora. Not quite a full return, but... Hey, we move off the dealer turn. And also, we don't know how valuable that Riichi was. So, a 2,000 point hand is much more preferable. Alright, this is a great start. Even has a Dora. Dora's not connected to anything, unfortunately, but hey, kind of everything. So, 2 away. Whether it's 7 pairs or we go with the Ipeiko Pinfu thing here. I really don't... Well, I do play some Paradox games. I like CK2, but it's the only Paradox game I've really put any time and investment into. West, not helpful. That potentially is helpful. Gonna look up a 9 here. I'll say potentially, but we'd almost certainly be cutting that for a 5-8 if it comes off. 1 dot does nothing. And even with that 4 over the 9, we're still 2 away. I guess the argument is the 4 is a riskier tile to hold on to long term, so we might get rid of that basis in a moment. If we draw an 8, though, we have a double run off this, which helps us towards Pinfu. We'd still, however, be 1 away having to toss that, so... Okay, there's some upside. Throwing a 3 also wouldn't be the end of the world here, so 7-7-7. Let's cut the 9. Slightly unfortunate, actually, because if we'd drawn another couple of those, we'd have had... No, we wouldn't have had it. We'd have still been... Still wouldn't have got this Tenpai with that. Sorry, ignore me. Oh, that's a risky one. Well, I can pursue him with a 6, but that's a really dodgy pursuit. But I've got 2 Dora. We'll pursue. Well, it passed, which I'm quite happy at. I'm not sure whether we're going to make this, but 2 Dora. CG trap placed? No. No, it wasn't Ipatsu. If I hadn't hit the second door, I wouldn't have gone for that, but alas, those are the breaks. Gotta go for a free hand when it's available. And 11k is not enough of a gap for us to worry about right now. Let's minimize that since we don't need that. We currently have Starfall and Rise waiting in the queues. Still waiting on 2 more players at this stage. We only have about 7 viewers, I think, from the last check of that. So... well, hand's coming together quite quickly. We can luck into a free so here. We've got a turn... well, free so draw. We've then got a 2-sided Pinfu, Ipeiko. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Hello, Res. Alright, 1 for Riichi, Pinfu, Ipeiko. One of each played, so we'll see. No Ipatsu. But Riichi, Pinfu, Ipeiko, Sumo would be Mungan, and that puts us back in contention. Well, we got rid of 1 Manzu Octave, which doesn't reveal a lot. We haven't played a Dottar, which might be a consideration in terms of defending against this, but... I've also decided it's an early reach and I'm bluffing. I've been known to do that. I mean, it depends in all honesty. Usually it's going to be multiplayer stuff with some other people, or it's just going to be me messing around in some random country, picked almost at random. Alright, Prospero is still defending against me, which is good. If only for the fact that it gives me more draws. Not sure on the other 2 at the moment. It's just whether there's going to be a pursuit coming up. In many ways, we got a 5 return for it, so it's not... it's not an abysmal one. Eh. It's just the way the game goes. Hello, Mono. With 5 tiles, even that early, it's not. I'm not entitled to get anything out of this, but you know, it's a Mungan comeback if I draw it. So, well, I draw the 1. Not quite a Mungan if I draw the 4. There we go. So I think that's a Mungan. Just narrowly off the Mungan, I think. Then I got 4. But enough that I'm now back in the game. So huzzah. Alright, so this is a typical example of a 30k game. First big hand will win it, so let's see if we can pull it off as dealer. Yeah. Alright. We prefer better things than that. Edge weight with the door indicator, so there's 1 less of those already. Free pairs, 1 alien win, and Prospero's on the attack. One more needed for a game. further east. That's Prospero that's going to be annoying. We're not getting anything at this point. I don't know whether I want to force this or not. I'm kind of tempted to try, but against 2 calls it might be a little too aggressive. We already know this 1-3, this 1-3 is unlikely. And I've had 5 draws with no help. Alright, let's go greed. 2 Tusos are already gone, so not calling that is going to backfire on me horribly a bit. We're taking a stab. We are dealer. We can still potentially make this toy. Still potentially go for Tanya with this, in all honesty. Love drawing the entire Manzu Itsu when I've decided I don't want any of them. Alright. Gamble. Past, we've seen very few Manzu from... Well, in fact, we haven't seen any Manzu from Karma. 3 has come out, though. So I guess we can start following up and go for this Honitsu, then. No. 6-9 Manzu. Win only. Alright, 1,000 points to move the game on. I've got no real objections to that. Could have been far worse for my dealer turn. Alright, East 4. He has an open hand. He didn't have too much to be worried about, in all honesty, but I'd be okay with a North reset. Nope. Yeah, we'll play out the North. I know it is our wind, but we've won already out. I'm going to commit to other things. Hand also is not really great in terms of connectivity at the moment, so 2 Dora though. If we can draw another one, we've got the potential option of going Toy Dragon. But we'll need to draw that second Dora instantly, basically, or draw another East. Nah, we'll throw the East then. 24 from the lead, but we are still in last, so we do have to... We have to probably make the effort ourselves. Hey, Warlock. I'm not going to take it. I'm glad I did in case I in fact got the triplet there, but I think if we're too far away to risk the reds right now. If we might call it now that that's happened, because now we've got a solid backup plan. And we have 2 closed weights to actually get there for a dragon. 1,000 points Dora. Dora 2, maybe. Alright, now we have Toy as a plan as well. It's a late white, but I think we got to play it. North does nothing for us anymore. The good news is we have got 2 safe tiles against Prospero, so... Or in fact, anybody who gives us Dora... Karma discarding a Dora live. Okay. So we're going to assume that Prospero is on it. He'll play the 8, so it's quite close to his 9, but that's the only logical reason for it. So we could draw that. We'd still have to get rid of something for it, but we're a couple away and 1 free are both safe against him. So we could potentially go for this. Dragon and Dora. If we can luck into a 7. Wrong 7. Yeah, 7's not coming out, but that does at least give us tiles we can work with. And so if you have a triplet of the 5s and a triplet of the 4s, we know that he's most likely going to have stuff around the 1, 2, 3 area, based on what he's got left. Yeah. Well, this is why we keep the red dragons. And it's a cheap win. Dora. This is definitely a 30k game, and I'm not sure I necessarily like it being so, but first Among Us's going to do it as we enter South Round. These are the sort of games you can lose rather than necessarily winning them, but again, we've hit 2 Dora and a fast hand. Friso, 1 dot, 2 dot, 6 dot. And we can reach Dora 2. Somebody's got a triplet of South Stone. No. Okay. Friso is probably the best draw because I think of 1 6 dot has a good shot here, especially with 2 2s already played. Any weight on the 1 dot is probably going to be to our advantage. If we have to wait on the Friso, it's probably not going to pay off. Still probably do it, but yeah, we're going to cut the 1 2 here. This is a far more likely vein for how this is going to go. Gives us a few more options. I guess we are no longer... I mean, we draw the Friso now. We have gone backwards, but I feel that going around it is probably best at the moment. kind of rewarded for that. So we're in a similar situation now. 5, 8, 6, 2, 1. That also opens up a potential answer for us. So you potentially go Ipeka winning on a 1-6. 3 of those left, though. Alternatively, if we can draw... We draw 1-6-6, then we actually get a Sananko Tenpai. Which, Riichi, Sananko, Dora 2 is Mongan. Potentially Baiman if we can get a flip of any of the Uradura. Odds are not high on that, though. Right, it's not a, it's a valueless Riichi really, but it's Riichi Dora, well, Riichi Dora 2 is not valueless, but still. There's not a lot of value here. We're really waiting on the 1 dot. Well, I'd say game can start. It can't until we have 4 people queued. Alright, 5 more draws to get a 1 or a 6 dot. Alright, Larry has joined. I'm going to start that game off. Random seatage. Good luck all. Alright, we've run the player who's directly above us in score, but for Riichi Dora 2 only. So nobody's actually at the 30k threshold at this point, which means nobody can officially win the game until that happens. So some points still to be earned. Good starting draw. Alright. If we can draw a free man as well, then this is going pretty well. Alright, North Call from Medela. So, Honitsu, most likely. It's only a Kagi drama if people are starting to lose blood. Alright, so we have a 3-4-5 Sanchiku as our high-end hand for the moment. And, I mean, if we can get Riichi, Pinfu, Sanchiku right now, that's probably going to be elevated enough to win this game. Downside is somebody can go a triplet with 6s. Yeah, it's fine. I'll restart the game once people mention it to me. Okay, we're just going for that Nagashi Mungan at the moment. Actually, no, we can't. We toss a North, that was called. Also, maybe you're not going for Honitsu. I thought you must have been with the off-wind call and not having discarded any dots up to that point, but Apologies. Seeing a strange frowny face I've never seen before. That might be me. Alright, 2's an okay draw here. That gives us our pair. We kind of have 5s already, but that's a more likely one. And it allows us to go into Tanyo. Also, ice cream truck. No worries. Interesting. Okay, so triplet 5. So we're now Ishanten for Tanyo, Dora 1. Could still be a Sanchiku here. Let's go with that. I'm not sure that's necessarily correct in this position, but this is an awkward one here. Well, I'm just going to grab a cup of tea when we have a break for this, but... Free 6 pin? Well... Reach Tanyo Dora. Yep, let's go with it. It's not going to win me the game, this one, unless I hit a referee, which I could do twice, but I think it's good enough. Downside is... Ooh, Ipatsu. That's going to be good enough then, I think. Reach Ipatsu, Pinfu, and I hit Ura-free. Ouch. Alright, well, that's the Hanuman, and that might be enough for me to just win the game here. If I can just walk out of the rest of this calmly as possible. Yep. Okay, we're actually not objecting to Karma going with an off-wind here. Karma's in third, but doesn't have a lot of time left. They could go dealer repeats and try and get the game that way, but... actually, in fairness, So's quite safe in second. He's got enough. He's got a bit of a gap. We'll see. All right, so Toy Toy Dora or bonus tile Dora, I think. Could be double South Dora Toy Toy, which would be kind of ridiculous, but. Oh, Honitsu. Alright, 39, Honitsu Dora. Obvious hand is obvious. I was looking for other things that could have been, but yeah. No worries, hold on. I'm just gonna cancel the game then. Well, yeah, dealing into that, Honitsu has now put you in a position where you've got to worry about things. I've got a 16,000 lead, so all I'm caring about is Karma repeats. So I want to end this, really. If we can. We'll get the other... Yeah, those three just re-jump in. You'll have the next game, whichever one it starts off with. I'll get that started, then I will make a cup of tea for myself. And then when I come back, I'll do some spectating on it until we get another game available. So. Meantime, can we get that white dragon, which I really want right now? We don't have any other options if we go and call other things, so until we get that white dragon, we're kind of stuck here. Okay, Rise and Mono back in. It's not a white dragon. That, though, is Adora. Okay, we're going to go with this. There's a chance we'll open this up by drawing a 4 or 7 and being able to just toss for 9. That gives us 2 pairs, one of which we assume is going to be for 9s rather than the whites, but a few options. We can still draw an incidental 4 or an incidental 6 to unleash this bit. Yeah, fun and joy of the north of England. Today was a warm day, comparatively. It hit 70. First day it's done that in about a month from my reckoning. We had 2 glorious days of summer quite a lot earlier in the... okay. 70F. Maybe I do want to toss for 9s. No, we'll keep that. Probably 6. 70F. I know it's. I have to connect things to. Oh, we have a Link Joker who I think is new. We are waiting on one more. Yeah, I have to convert things for the Americans in my life, so that's awkward. Okay, we're not going to toss Adora in this position. That's the one way we could lose this position. Yeah, it's been 158. I mean, that's an absolute scorcher. I mean, admittedly that was in my oven, but you know. You can't cook. If you're cooking pork, you got to have it slow and low. I was tempted to switch to a Honitsu, but in all honesty, given... I know Manzu have been quite prevalent on the board here, but it still feels that I'm just going to deal in if I try and split that off. We obviously can't throw Fedora. If in doubt, play safety to the Riichi. We've broken up the hand. We don't necessarily need to win this one. If Prospero wins, we're probably not going to lose the lead from it. So I'm quite content to let things play out and wait for Prospero to win. Karma's the one who needs to attack because he's in the dealer position. So he's most likely to try and deal into this. And he's played a risky Freeman. So I'm assuming Karma's in this as well. Live red. White's also live. Could be a double dragon wit. Can't what? Because I'm playing a 5. It's a bit risky to Karma, but... Because ultimately, I was about to say, I could probably afford to deal into Prosper here. The hand's not actually big enough. It's 7 pairs and didn't hit the Hanuman bonuses from the Riichi, but 64. And I will just take a 39,000 win from that. So, GG's. GG's, but I did get fortunate with the Euro flip. I mean, I've still probably been on top more or less for now because I've at least got enough points to get over the line. Right. Solar Flare was the first one to pop up here, so we are going to throw RB, Mono, Link, and Solar. I'm going to start that game off, and then I will join in the next one whenever that happens. Oh, person's already cut out. Hold on. Who's Link in chat? I don't know who Link is, but we're gonna add him in anyway. He's a new player. We'll introduce him to the group. I will be off 2 moments. Bear with. Actually, where's my random? Yeah, I'm not a Cylon. Bear with. Right, a cup of tea has been brewed. And unfortunately we have only 7, which obviously includes myself. Okay, I mean, it was that kind of tight game in all honesty. Yeah, I mean, you weren't playing badly, it's just there weren't that many opportunities. And the things with those sorts of games is you need to maximise them when they come off. Oh, we were briefly up to 8, but hey, once I see we have 4 people in the, or at least 3 people and myself waiting in the thing, we will get another game started. In the meantime, we are 50 seconds away from being able to watch this. Let's see the things. I mean, people are waiting. It's just obviously we've got to wait for them. Actually, no, we have 3. Okay. Forget that then. Let's get a game started then. So, followed. So pretty much it's the same as last time. We're just replacing... actually, who are we replacing? Prospero, Karma, Starfall, and myself. Let's get another game going. Also, can people please take points away from Mono? My last attempt didn't work. Also, I should probably get better with Soul Stream. There we go. Does we no longer need to be a Cylon. Alright, starting south. Hand is okay. Could be better. Depends on if we can pair one of these up reasonably quickly. Looking slightly less likely now that a few of them have gone out. Prospero's done a double white discard. Yep, all my bonus styles have been played. Perfect. Yes, Starfall. Yes, I said I was. Why do you think I'm not playing? I said I would go and get a cup of tea, and if a game had started up in the meantime, then that would resume. But, you know, we were at 7. Therefore, I was expecting to have 3 people waiting. Yeah, so we just jumped Solar into the other game and put Starfall in his place for this one. Anyway. One's not helping. So it's a little awkward playing the darn chat here. In theory, I could use the corner and just have it very short, but then that's where all the calls go. Anyway, I'm not going to call that. Play an 8. So I can go for a Tanyo here. I'll kind of hit both of these as optimistic targets to get a second, but it doesn't look as if either of them can come up. So I think we're just going to toss one south for green and head off in that direction. A little awkward since we discarded the 8, but we'll play the 7 next turn and see. Karma's given no indication of Tempai. Prospero and Starfall also haven't really, so oh, that might be an indicator of something, although he played 2 and 2 earlier, so maybe not. It's not an unusual middle tile. I think we can play our 7 safely. Good draw. Okay. So it's not going to be Tanyo, but if we draw a 4, we can go into a pair weight 8-2. Reach draw a 1. Might even be worth just waiting and see if we can get that to a pin for, since we haven't discarded anything around that dot or that Manzu. I wonder if we could change this up. Not right this moment anyway, but so still 2 away really. 4 dot gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, an extra 3. Puts us in the 8-2 weight, no real difference there. That though gives us Dora 2. It's getting late in the game. I'm assuming somebody's going to try for something in a moment, and we might have to play the red 5 to do it, but this is looking like the sort of time where you'd want to start going for something. Unfortunately, we can't escape the Tanyo. Not unless we go for 2 calls here, so we need 8 and 2, cut cut, and then puts us on. I wait for a 4-5 dot. Technically, we could be tenpai by just doing that, but you know. Right. Okay, we're gonna have to go that way. We're up to door 3, but that's actually taking our hand away at this point with that many draws left. Well, I mean, we could. It's not impossible for us to hit tenpai here. Need an 8 dot, though. Or a 3 dot. Or a 2-man. We'd have to risk Fedora with it, though. Oh, we're going to lose a draw. Oh, dear God, you've given us Dora 3. My hand is so shiny, but that ended it. That was a bad Khan, but Starfall. If he was no 10, that was a terrible decision. If we needed a tile for safety, that was a terrible decision. I disagree with that Khan on all principles, as evidenced by the fact that if I had anything, that was Dora 3 for the last discard. Anyway, this hand is extremely strong. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a live 6. But plenty of options with this one. Is there a benefit? Not really. So Ishanten. 4 gives us a 3-sided weight, I think. Yep, let's go. Reach 5-8. Downside is, with this kind of reach, it's very obvious that my tiles are around these two, but you never know. Might still happen. I can always draw it. There's enough of them left. He's got nothing but Manzis since the reach as well, so that's just emphasizing I want something in these two. Yeah, 9 is Sudi. Okay, 258 Octave is now live as a possibility for safety. Unfortunately, it wasn't the 5 that was played, and that is Adora Dragon. Prepare for backfiring. Yep, somebody had to go for that. Are they going to give me the 5-8 though as a reward for it? Only fair, I gave you Dora 3 and a dragon. No, East. Prospero also on the attack. I've drawn another Dora. That's it. I deal into a Dora 4. I'm not going to be happy. Somebody's tempted though. I guess it's Starfall. Nope. Hmm. And he's a big hand as well. That's a bad deal turn. I lost a Mangan. Alright. Unfortunate. We had 6. I couldn't really not go for that. Value wasn't there, but the luck wasn't. $18k to catch up then. Alright, cut the edge weight first. I mean, there is a temptation to go for Honitsu here, and if we can get another dragon, we might do. But at this stage, any hand will do. Especially if it's a Honitsu for dragons. Okay. Will they start coming up though? Because I mean, this is quite a good shape. If we can go dragon drop, then it's extremely good. If we get a 2-5 here, we just have a double dragon weight, which would be also interesting. That is a good draw. All right. So we're now Ishansen for Dragon Sananko, potentially. Come on, draw a dragon in the last one. No. I think we have to call it regardless of what gets played here, because it's still Honitsu Dragon, which is valuable enough, but we'd love to reach this. Alright, open Honitsu. Dragon free man. And there should be a reasonable Dora indicator here. We called and discarded the 4, which is a middle tile. So somebody might con onto that. Karma though... Well, somebody's tempted to call it. I assume Karma. Thank you very much. Honitsu Double Dragon. I'll have those points back, thank you very much. Still in last place, admittingly, but you know, it feels good to get those back. Double Dora. Can we do anything with a double Dora hand? Can if we can get another Dora. Okay. Triple Dora hand. Let's cut the 2-man to start with. Cut the East next. I was hoping to hold on to something because that would be a bonus tile if we could go that way, but... Fortunately, with the pair of 9s, it's a bit awkward to try and force a Tanyo here, but Dora 3. Not Dora 4, but you know. Good news with this shape, either side of that gets me the Dora in the hand. Cut that. Alright, we're going to start calling here. I think we're going Toy Toy Dora 3. 1, 3, and 9. 3s and 9s are not likely, admittingly, but we now got 5. Okay, we're Ishansen 7 pairs Dora 3. Which is kind of a ridiculous hand in many ways, but... Yeah, we're more likely to get 2s out than... Even though it's close to the Dora. The 7 is still not likely to be what we want to be on. For no 3s, no 5s, no 2s have been played. So, oh, that's, there is a 2 and Dora indicator, of course. And I guess 7 was slightly more odds on. Red. Gonna keep that because I don't think we can play it. Live Dragon being what it is. So now we're just playing the 7 pairs maths. Don't give him extra value. We have no choice in the matter. We're going pursuit. This is a Riichi Dora. This is a huge hand here. And I think one that I'm probably going to put on the thing as a question mark. Do you reach this? Didn't happen, but that's fine. Anyway, it doesn't really change things for us, but, you know, just going to put that up there. Ultimately, we just lost 1,000 points. We'd have lost anyway, admittingly, but you know. Anyway. Mahjong is the gap. And Starfall's also going aggressive on this. It's still a 30k game at this point, which another 30k game, admittingly, but you know. We do what we do here. So the first significant hand will do it. Starfall kind of had it made, but he dealt into mine, so that undid any advantage he gained from it. So we can follow up Western White in a moment. We're not a million miles away from things here. Does feel a long way against 2 Riichis while we're sitting in last, but 2 Riichis, 2 calls. Yeah. Alright, so it's just the Tanyo up top. I say it's just the Tanyo, it's actually Tudora being shown. Well, we keep drawing reds, but at least they're safe. Well, we're still drawing safe tiles, so I'm not going to complain too much. Prospero, though, dealer reaches needs to be respected. Staff for giving me safe tiles is always nice, because we've got to be aware of that as well. That's 7 doesn't. Yeah, that's giving the dealer more points. Reach or 2 as dealer. That's going to put you down into last. So hey, we gained a position. Fortunately, that puts Prosper above the 30k threshold, and that is a problem, because he's still dealer. Okay, well, let's hope we can connect some things here. Pair of 2s. Reasonable start. mean, any hand will do it. If we can get a Mungan off Prospero, we do just immediately flip that result. Or at least puts us tied. No, actually, would put us tied, but obviously one Homba, so I actually would overtake him if I got a direct Mungan. Starfall is just calling everything, and I'm not sure that's necessarily working. Certainly didn't last time. Could be a push on it too, of course, but... no, we're looking quite good here. Tudora, if we can get a couple of these closed weights filled in, we're in business. I wish I could call that. I probably could have a go at it if it wasn't... nah, I don't know. No, we're not going to do it. We need our pair established. We need our pair here anyway. That's a great draw for right now. So let's... what do we think? I think we're more likely to draw useful Sozu tiles at this point. Or more Sozu tiles are useful for us than dot tiles. So we're going to play 8-6. Karma's still on the attack. Alright, so open Sanchiku it is. I've got a 6 dot to play as well. Sounds fun. Pro it now. Drawing a free so would be amazing, but we haven't done that yet. Keep the east because it's definitely going to be our safe reach tile. Alright. I mean, I get the quick attack here, but obviously we got free Dora, so that's no problem if that happens. Downside is I'd have to play a 7 so for this, which against Starfall is the dodgy one. Mind you, they called the 4 from that. 7 is the indicator. Okay, hold on. What can I do with this? I can go 2, 3, 4. No, I wouldn't be able to do it. I was tempted. I could definitely have called that, but... bring a 7 against that? Really? Karma's got a death wish. Oh, gee, what the heck can I do against that? Let me just have a quick check. Sorry, I think we got 2 full games on the go at the moment, so we are actually full. I'm just observing some suicide running. Guess we play the 4 in this position. It's unfortunate. We're basically giving up a Dora free hand here, but this is the kind of situation where you can easily lose things. And it's much more important for me to just not lose any value here. Even if it means Prospero is going to run away with it. Oh, that is a Dora. Well, Karma's going off the deep end. Dora free. It's bad enough when they played the 7 right after the reach as well. I imagine they had a Chinitsu, but that's 1,000 points, and now I need to win anything just to gain second, which is important. Up against a free call, I mean... Getting my slight grudge against the 5 calls that happened here. But anyway, Karma needs points, so I'm not going to worry too much. Because my best way of getting into second is actually Karma staying alive. Otherwise, I would need to do something this hand. And the only way I'm going to do something this hand is if I get another one of these. 2 east, though, is not a bad safety net, if it comes to it. Won the first game. This one's gone a bit crazy. If you have a look at the last hand that was just played, ridiculous things happened. True, but you lost far more points with the second option than the first. There is always a point where you have to consider the folding. There's a point where it must be done. Yeah, I mean it's going fine, generally speaking. In all honesty, slightly better than last week, I guess. At the moment, we're just watching Prospero run away with things again. Alright, I'm okay with that. Giving Karma an extra call isn't the worst thing, given that that's, as I said, most likely where I'm going to end up getting into second place at this point. I mean, it doesn't. In my case, I don't mind giving him some points because losing a few thousand points to Karma at the moment actually increases my odds of eventually getting into second. And infinitely improves my odds of getting into first. I mean, what do I need to hit Prospero with right now? A San Baiman? Yeah. But assuming those are off the table. I mean, in all honesty, my hand's kind of crippled by this anyway, so... I don't know, I don't really want to play 7 dot into that, but I guess it's still the best tile for the moment. So if I can triple it up the 5s, triple it up the easts, cut 1, draw 1, I can get myself into a green dragon anyway. And then see what happens. Can do without rubber banding. You're having a fun game then, Rise. Interesting. Yeah, let's have a go. We kept that quite a long time actually, but in theory, only one person should want it, Prospero, unless Karma's on that Honitsu. Feels like it's the right time to get rid of it. Also, having tossed the 8, this is kind of a limited 7, but I just don't feel I can play it at this point. Given it might just be a South only, but still. We have 2 free against Prospero, so at least we can cover to the most important position. I mean, this is true. You might have Dora free. He's not going to get the card off of me, though. I say, it's not the end of the world if he does win with that, as long as I don't deal into it, so... I'm just happy to pass the game on and take my dealer turn. Oh, 2 more draws. Doesn't look as if we're going to hit tempo. In fact, I would say it's pretty impossible from here. But we've been given a lot of safety after the last, so we were fine. Starfall's going to call into tempo and nab 1,500 points. Darn him. Hi, T? Not quite. Yeah, Starfall did nick a tempo out of that, which is absolutely fine. Interesting hand. Ishanten for Suanko. That puts Karma to 0. And it's my dealer turn. Right, so I need 6,000 points then in order to take second. And given Karma has no points, I have to consider that is the game plan right now. So how do I get 7,000 points out of this hand? Freehan as dealer should do it. Draw 7, draw 3, draw 7. Yeah. Well, I've got to fill in some gaps, but we've also got that to worry about now. I suppose I could Nageshi Mungan, that would do it. Well, this game's looking like it's about to end, so we are going to have a few more, I think, at least imminently. All right, play the 5-man. That was dealing for Prospero. He hasn't played any Manzu yet. Nope, but it is a continuation. Ooh, okay, we have options. This is not a great option, but we're going to go for it anyway. 7, drop 9, 7, drop 3. Actually, drop 6 in this case. Except that that's a far more likely set of events here. So, let's cut the 9-8. Sanshiki was an idea for a couple of moments here, but we'll think Dragon and Dora and just don't take the sumo win is probably the best play here. Or we could try and force a Honitsu, I guess. Which is not impossible. Oh, Kandora. That might help me. 7,700 needed. Additional Dora. We'll say thank you very much. We now need the dragon, but oh, it's tempting. Doesn't actually do anything for the hand, but it's tempting for the force. No. That, though, gives us a winner. So, dragon. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, he's trying to help out, which is nice. But, Dragon 2 Dora is enough to overtake Starfall from anybody, I think. Yeah, that will be. So, I can afford to take this from anyone. If anyone wants to play a green dragon, then that's their business. But, I'm hoping there's one left in the pond somewhere. We can draw one. Oh, another Dora. Downside is, if anybody's paying attention, it's very obvious I'm waiting on something, and it's either East, which is unlikely, or it's Green Dragon. So, yeah, it's not coming out for anybody else. I've got to hope there's one in the wall somewhere. Because I mean, I guess I could technically be waiting on White Dragon. Yeah, so it's white or green are the only two things I could be waiting on if I'm serious about this hand. Either that or I do have something weird like a Sanshiki or something, but Sanshiki seems unlikely based on my discards. Come on, green dragon. There's got to be one left. Another Khan. Can I get the full Dora here? No. I mean, you got 0 points. I've got no objection to that Khan, but, you know. I mean, eventually, I'm just going to hope there's one in the wall that I can sumo. That's pretty much it. I mean, with everybody attacking this way, there's a chance that... Oh, there we go. That'll do as well. Please be valuable. That was not valuable enough, sir. The good news is the game continues. I now only need 500 points. Any sumo, and I overtake Starfall now. Yay, pair of beasts in the south round. That's very aggressive. Nah, we're gonna pass it. If these were norths instead, I'd have gone for that. Still miles away from anything at this point, but I guess that's true. No, we'll get rid of Iridium Wind here, because that gives us a chance of going for a Tanyo, I suppose, which at least is something we could genuinely attack with and go for that 1,000 point hand. Would have to discard Vedora as well, potentially, but I mean, at this point, might have to be the plan. That one, I'm going for that one. Good to know. Good to know. I clearly should have gone 7 pairs, is what I should have done. Oh, 6-man safe. I'm slowly discarding a Suanko. Alright, come on, 2 away. We can finish this. 5 more draws, 2 more useful tiles. That is not one of them. They also might cripple the hand. One's been played, so we might risk it in a moment. This is true. There's no way I could have known. Yada, yada, yada. But it still feels bad. Yeah, it's perfectly correct. And if I'd have gone for Suanko based on the fact that I had 3 pairs in my hand at one time, then, you know, I would have deserved every single time that failed. Especially when I only need 1,000 points to secure second. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do for this. And again, it gives me 2 door right at the end. Hooray. Oh well. Let's see if that ends it. I need Karma to be in Tenpai here. Well, that's a third that feels undeserved. Actually, no, we don't. Oh, we're in all last. Yep, nobody lost any points, of course. Alright. That's twice I've called the game and it hasn't actually been over. Alright. 1,000 points again. We have 2 Dora in hand. Which is probably overkill for the consideration of what we need, but hey. Still need to pair one of these 3 up. Rather sharpish. Actually, if Karma or Prospero Sumo, with the points gap being basically 500, I think I win in that basis as well. As long as it's not a trash hand. Nice. Okay, let's risk it. Who wants south? Karma wants south. Okay, that's fine. I think I went on countback, yeah. I don't need Dora. There's no way I can catch up to Prospero, so these Dora are kind of pointless unless I get a load of them. Well, another couple of 7s, though, we might have something. Alright. Ishanten. Fortunately, an Ishanten I can't call with unless it's the West. Tenpai. I felt Karma out as well, so as long as we don't deal into that. Oh. Seat win, door 2. Oh, seat win, door 3. 77. We take second. And a respectable point total at the end as well. Prospero, though, picking up a huge 70 points, though. GG. Right, so we have Demo and Chiral, we have Prospero and Starfold who are the first to sign up, so they are getting in for another game. No worries. I think you went a bit suicide running in the last couple of hands, though, admittingly. Which, I mean, there are occasions to just suicide run and discard every dangerous tile you get regardless, but it did seem like you were pushing quite hard for hands that... I mean, the one in particular is the one I folded a 3 Dora hand for. The reason I folded the 3 Dora is because I saw 3 calls across from me from Starfall. You had 2 calls yourself and what looked like a Chinitsu. And then, of course, Prospero decides to reach into that. So I was completely out, and I'll be honest, I probably would have been out if I was sitting in either of the other 2 positions. Well, with the possible exception of Starfall missing. With 3 calls, it's very difficult to fold. Very difficult to justify folding as well. Anyway, we're going to watch the other games that are in process here. Let's have Mono and see how he's doing. Meanwhile, Morty. Okay, so we have a close game, and unfortunately Mono's winning. So 2 Riichis, Link Joker and RB. 2-player Tenpai, single, closed weights for both of them. Gain their reach sticks back. Put the game back under 30k, so this game is potentially moving on to West. Alright, round 3. We're gonna follow Rise. Since he is the dealer. And it happens. You have to... Going on tilt is unfortunately a factor of the game, and it happens to all of us. It happened to me last week quite massively as well. It's something you have to try and mentally internalize. You will lose big hands. You will lose reaches which mathematically you should have far more odds on to reaches that really are hell weights across from you. It's that part of the game. You are not entitled to win any hand you particularly play. What you have to do is maximize your opportunities, and when an opportunity does come up, take it. But part of that is also not giving away points and putting yourself in bad positions later in the game, which is a problem. Problem that I have a lot. I mean, generally speaking, when I play my best, and it's a very narrow perspective at best, because I don't feel I'm playing my best when I'm doing this, but historically, my best games have always been when I've just gone straight for quick 1,000 point hands, calling only for Tenpai, and just winning from those. But that doesn't feel like I'm playing the best, because obviously at that point I'm still only picking up short hands, and Mung and somebody else basically undoes all my hard work. But in terms of tournament play, that's kind of how I have to default. Just going pure what is going to get me into a position where I can win, and can I get there safely? And the moment any kind of dangerous hand appears, just ignoring it completely. Usually. Anyway, Rise has picked up a reasonably start hand. He is Ishan-ten, but up against a reach from Solar. And a reach from Joker, so we'll see what he does with an Ishan-ten hand in the dealer button. He sees for all the Dora, so the value of the hands is comparatively going to be lower. Obviously, we can see what it is, but comparatively, it's going to be lower. And he's still kind of going for it at this point. I mean, 2 was safe across and was a Suji there. Now the Pursuit Reach. He's the dealer. He should probably try this. So it's a 1-4 and a closed 3. Okay. Well, it's a 4-7, which I always say is reasonably bad odds, and 2 7s are already out. And since everybody's in similar kind of hands, this could just go... we'll see. Nothing's got... All of them seem to have their winners tied up with each other for the most part, and Mono's got a few of them as well. I doubt Mono's going to get greedy here. Oh, no, not quite. That's a sumo. Alright, so Joker picks up a sumo, picks up a few reach sticks and a near Mungan. And has broken the 30k threshold in the last hand. Okay. So, can he win anything to stay and win? To win the game. Anything to win the game, basically. I mean, it's not... It's an acceptable hand in most circumstances, but it's not an acceptable hand when you're trying to kill off a game. Pulls up with the south, which makes sense. So it looks to have had a good start. Can get that close 7, maybe. Mono is looking reasonable as well. So Mono would need a 3-Han hand to make a comeback, or a 2-Han direct hit on Joker. And Joker's hand has kind of come reasonably fast, actually, considering what the start was. So, Ishan-ten. Solo seems to be cunning for just the Tanya, which again makes some sense this early in the game, and given you need speed. He needs a lot of value though to reclaim anything there. He needs a Actually, would a Mahjong Sumo be enough? You take 8,000 from there, 4,000 from the rest. So that would undo that. Yeah, okay, a Mahjong Sumo would be enough for him. Unfortunately, he's got no Dora and not a lot of easy ways to get any from that. Alright, so they're going open. That's not a hand that's really going to threaten for anything there, so that might be a securing of second. Is that securing a third? He doesn't have enough points to get to second, though, with that. No, he's in last place. He's going to struggle to get to third with that hand, though. Yeah, I think that's where knowing the point system helps a bit here, because you don't. I think the hand was better concealed with where he was. Add Riichi and Sumo to that, and you could have possibly made it to Mahjong and got yourself out of this, maybe into second. As I say, I think a Mahjong and Sumo actually would take you into first from that position. Yeah, Mono is doing some weird stuff. Given he only needs a 4,500 hand, I mean, he could just naturally be going for Tanya, but he does seem to just be... I don't know. Work it out. See, this would be a much, much better hand if you'd have drawn these naturally. Now you've really got to go for Toy Toy. Tanyo Toy Toy is free Han, which could potentially get you into second, but I think you had much better odds of getting into second going for a concealed Mahjong. Anyway, I just realised the Rise is the door free as well. That's how much attention I'm paying to things. So Drake is still Ishanten. Rise is also Ishanten. Solar is, I think, in Tenpai actually with that, although not a Tenpai you can do a lot with. Sumo for Tanya. I mean, Solar's got the win, so but it's nowhere near valuable enough. Okay, so he is going for... I don't know what he could go for with that free discard, actually, but good on him. He's decided not to necessarily force a hand that he knows isn't going to be valuable enough, so fair play. So, Reach from Mono, who has given up on the Nageshi plan. An extra 1,000 on the board. I think actually the Tanyo with triplets might have been enough. You know, Tanyo with concealed triplets might have been enough. All right, he's now got Toy Toy, so that's at least something. 5 and 7 aren't the most likely to come out, but you know, Mono has to play everything he draws now, so no 10, 2-player Tenpai, and I don't think that's enough to put Mono back on top. So that is the game. Joker with victory, but narrow victories, of course. But hey, they all count. Right then, so let's have another game, shall we? So Solar, Joker, Rise, and myself. Let's play. Okay, starting dealer, we've got one Dora, we've got a couple of dragons. Let's play some dragons. Well, we played one dragon. We'll play some more dragons in a moment, but we'll actually aim for these two. Unless people will help us out by doing that. Okay, 3 pairs. And what we'll see. I mean, if I can pair up one of these two as well, that'd be useful. Failing that, though, we're just going to play the red. Keep the east for the time being until we know it's safe. It is doubly good for us after all. And we've drawn a triplet. Good draw. Okay. So really, really the thing that we need is the 7-man. If we can get one of it, if we can get the 7-man, I think the hand is away. Drawing another 8-man would be fine as well. Allow us to pair those up. Potentially go an alternate direction with that. 5-man doesn't really do a lot for us. One so does nothing for us. No, come on, 7-man. I'll even accept any of the wrong 7s here. Both of them improve the hand, but 7-man is the best. Well, that is neither, but it's still useful. So if we can draw a 4, 4-so, we have Ipeiko Dora on a 7. Solar has reached on that, which is something to think about. Played 1-2 before that. There's a strong possibility that it's safe here, but I think we're going to default to just making sure on turn 1, so I think 9 is safe though. Calm yourself down and stop tilting. Easy said than done, I'm well aware of that, but let's hope you're tilting by just going all in because everything seems to be working for you. No. Was it 6-9? Was it 6-9 I made the great call? It was a 6-9. Well, Solar picks up a Mungan off a start. We are in second place, obviously, from priority order. But we passed the deal turn without losing any points, so that's fine. We can earn a Mungan back. Right, start west. Play north. Only have the 1 dot tile, 7 dot we just drew. Okay, that's fine. If we are just going to have one randomly and drawing a pair of them is never going to be a bad thing. Red Dragon then. So potentially Ipeiko here. If we can luck into another 3-so. We have 4 pairs now, so other options are potentially available. Alright, Rice calls the 4 dot, discards a 6 dot. 4 dot is Dora, so we've got to be very aware of that going forward. Joker also wants to go for things. If I'm playing the 5-man now, if only because it's probably going to be dangerous all the way through the game. This is our best shot at getting rid of it. Alright, everybody started calling everything. I'm not necessarily agreeing with this. We are Rishanten ourselves, so potentially have a 9 breach here. You also can't. There are things happening that I don't agree with, but we'll see. There's a lot that can happen when you're Ishanten randomly. I was about to say, you're going to call it. There's no reason you wouldn't. So draw a 4 from Rise and a Sumo. Which actually solidifies my lead a little bit there. So that is Seatwind, Toy Toy, triplets, and that is a Hanneman. Had a couple of those going on actually. So Solar's picked up a good start. Not much we can do in that position, in all honesty. I'm just amazed we dodged most of the problems going on. But yeah, there's definitely some aggressive calling going on, which, I mean, it works. But a call for Tenpai is much more effective than just calling to hope to get there. Honestly, it was the safest tile I had available. Nobody else wanted it. So I was holding that just purely for a safe discard towards the end if I got the Sun Arco. That's why I prioritized once calls started happening. I prioritized getting rid of the 5-man because that was going to be a tile that was likely to deal into somebody if I kept it. And since I'd need to get rid of it for a hand, in most circumstances I could foresee, it was best to do that now. So here we're looking at what's probably going to be a quick Tanyo attack for, yeah, Tanyo Dora 1 ultimately. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we'll go Pinfu then. So, oh, hi Debbie. So 5-8, 3-6, 8 gets us there as well, does it? Yeah, 8 gets us there as well, doing that, but it wouldn't be Pinfu. So we've got quite a few tiles that do it there. Any middle dot tile, pretty much, as well as the 5-8. So. And it's early enough that we can afford to just discard everything here. So if we were to hit Solar with this hand, or at least Sumo it while he's dealer, it wouldn't be a lot of value. Yes. I think the answer is yes, Chiral. I can't see the hand, of course, but, you know. What's the board state against you? Well, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's at least a hand I can win with. Is there any benefit of the 4 or the 7 here? Probably not. Alright, reach 5-8. We know where all the 9s are, pretty much, so this has got a reasonable shot at working just on that basis. I think Solo's gone overboard. You've calmed into a reach. So, yeah, we'll accept whatever punishment happens from this. Well, Solo's picks up 3 big wins on the bounce, but I'm still in an okay position. It happens. And sometimes for reasons. Okay. So Joker needs to stop canning every single hand. Though they didn't give any value in that particular case, but hey. And again, that's the kind of thing that the frustrating part about Mahjong is I had 8 winning tiles from there. Solar had far less. Solar picks up the win. And Link is again calling. I don't know how far back he's calling from. Eventually, when I go and attack him, it'll be that's the call for Tenpai. But I'm guessing he's not, and that is a problem in general. But actually, this is looking now. We have 1 from 7 pairs, I'm just noticing. So I'm going to pass that white for the moment. Oh dear, Mono has infected you. Darn you, Mono. Oh, reds are gone. We could go for Toy Toy. We could even go for Honitsu with this, but I feel it's going to be safer all round to wait. Yeah, thanks, Ruby. Gonna risk that. 4 Shanten from them. Yeah, you should not push from 4. Unless you're in a position where you badly need it for the win. If you're a Yakuman position, if you're Yakuman down, then it's absolutely fine to try for it. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't. Oh, it's tempting. I know it's tempting. Well, that was a silly deal in, but ultimately it's 1,000 points, so I'm not going to complain too much. Because this is the downside. They made 2 calls not for a single weight tempai worth nothing. That I don't feel anything for dealing into. Okay, this is a thing. I must collect them all. But you can't collect them all in Pokemon. You can't in the modern versions. You can only collect what they say you can collect. Drawing a south would be amazing right now, but we'll see. Gonna pass that. We're gonna pass the south as well. We're gonna have to go for a hand that just allows us to have this naturally. And again, Link's calling. Double Tom though, so that's at least more of a legitimate call in most situations. Ishanten. Oh, you were approaching gates? Oof. No, I feel you on that. It's always worth considering gates when you have a chance, because it's just so rare for you to have that chance. No, I completely... No, you had to go for gates. Sorry. It was absolutely... You had to go for gates. Alright, we're going to go 2 and 2 and potentially just work this round this way. We have Dora free, and if we can actually get that 7, it's going to be a free 6 weight as well, though for a 10. Maybe that's not the best way to do this then. Okay, fine. Thankfully I caught the for a 10 trap on myself, but you know. Oh, he does in twice. That one's going to be more significant because that actually puts me into a danger position of actually dropping. But we did have Dora free. So if I was a double door, I shouldn't have got rid of that. Even if it was the only one. Well. Happened now. We'll just work around it. No sense in calling that. Oh, this is a bluff reach and a half if this pays off. That might be me out. We'll see. Actually, it wasn't Mungan, so that's going to be fine. 27. So I need something quite impressive here. Tudora. Both isolated, unfortunately. Can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with that. Alright, game on. Let's think about this. Let's go this way round with it. So we're at the point where we need to just attack and take a win here, so we might bluff a Honitsu here if we can. One south remaining that we could call. I'm not going to call that, even though that's not the worst thing for us. It does progress the hand and helps with the bluff angle, but I think we're going to need to either make that bluff a bit more legitimate, drawing another white dragon, say, for that, or get rid of some of these bits. Nine does nothing. The bloodlust is happening again. Oh dear. Rise reaching is not a good thing for us. I want a red 5 I can't get rid of either. There. No, fine. If you see him as I'm out anyway, so no point in not attacking this now. Well, there's the dealing. It's slightly further out of reach, admittingly, but you know, we're now the dealer. This is now where we have to make something happen. Okay, this is a good starting hand. There are definite options. Probably not that option, but there are definite options. Maybe we can even get Honitsu with this. Alright, greed. We're dealer. We're in a desperate position. We're gonna greed this. Green and white have both passed. So now we're probably just gonna start culling the dragons a little bit. This isn't a blood match at the moment. And this is true, Carol isn't in this game. Alright, white's gone. So no point in holding on to that. I've drawn triplet of Wests. Okay, so hope for 1 or 4 from Joker, maybe. Do some carnage. Sailor going for quick hands here. He doesn't need to. He's in the lead. Which is probably exactly why he's doing it, but you know. He's got south as well. Well, no risk there. Have to go for it. Didn't have a choice with that, unfortunately. Had to go for it. And that is a bust out. Okay. So that's all my points gone for today, I think. Yeah, negative 50. Had to be done, unfortunately. But I still say Lotus Joker was playing terribly. Alas, I was playing worse, so it's all good. Alright, one more. Yes, no chocolates for you. Okay, we got one more. Oh dear. Joker unfortunately committed the cardinal sin twice of carning from a reach position. No, it happens to everybody, and in all honesty, there were better ways I could have actioned that. There were things I'm going to have to analyse about the game later and find out why I did some attacks. In all honesty, towards the end, I didn't have much choice. It was attack or... Because if Rise reaching as well, I pretty much had no choice but to try and attack anyway. Because if they won, I was out regardless, so I might as well have dealt in. Anyway, fresh game, fresh start. Let's see what happens. See how tilted I am about this. We'll see. Triple North. Okay, so we have 4 pairs here. It's not usual to go for a Toy from this position, but we do have a Dora. We are dealer as well. So those factors combined mean I could go for this. Downside is these are all middle tiles, so it's unlikely I'm going to get them. And even North, I'm not likely to get any more because one has already been played. Dora. Let's go this way. So 2 from 10 pound, we can discard the alien winds if we decide we need them. Which I guess actually, yeah, we'll discard them now. There's a reasonable chance we're going to upgrade this hand to just Tanya, so we're going to cut the alien winds since it's early and see what happens. Maybe go for a forced Tanya, we'll see. Mono reaching. So we probably can't cut the 9-7 entirely against him, unfortunately, but we don't have a lot of good options other than that. Oh, well, this is annoying. Live 2. I mean, yeah, it's kind of worth it, but equally, we're only 2 from 10 per here. We've got CD on the 6, which isn't great. I mean, we are drawing the right tiles, I've got to be honest. This is actually really, really good in terms of how we're drawing. It's just I don't have anything that's good for discard purposes against Mono right now. Not about just folding out the hand. Free's fine, though. Problem is, making a 7 pass against him is going to be really awkward. 9 West 2 was his discard pattern. We've doubled Dora now. Okay, so I'm going to favor 7. It's awkward, but we see where 3 of Fedora aren't at this stage, so on that basis, it might be okay. Also, with the 7 pass, we can possibly force the 4 in a moment. So still Ishanten. Leave my hand. Go on. Yeah. 26. Oh, with that hand? No, I don't think that hand. Opening it wasn't really an option against the Riichi anyway, but we do have another game that's ready, so I'll start that off. Therewith. Alright, free ban. Well, South's not doing anything at the moment. And even though we could call West, it's no benefit to us to do so. That's fine. This is my last game of tonight anyway, if only because I've lost all the points I earned early in the stream. Not counting the ones I'm about to lose to Mono. Oh, dude. Ooh. Yeah, I've gone win second, fourth, so, you know, the usual way. Well, it's the way I have it, but I'm still going to finish below Mono, so... Oh dear. Well, I have 2 definite safe tiles at least, so it's not the end. It's not terrible for this hand. Let's get rid of these. About the same, but since we got the 9, we could always potentially draw a triplet of those. Alright, follow up the dragon. Which has unfortunately unleashed everybody's hand here. Middle 6 from Debbie after a middle 6. Well, since it's a live lone tile, we'll get rid of it anyway. Live East. Oh well. I think we get rid of Alien wins now. This is not looking like we're going to manage anything from this. It's also Dora, so we just cannot do anything with it. Single wait for it is as good as it's going to be. And even then, we'd need to draw some actual useful tiles before that happens. Hey! Actual useful tile. So, 2 away technically. No way, technically. Alright, we're going to get rid of that. Even though it's the wrong move, from an efficiency point of view, we have to be in a single weight on this east. It's the only way we can take a hand. So... So it's got to be a 7 dot. Do I bluff this? No, we're not going to bluff it. I mean, there's a temptation to call for Tenpai there, but we can't win with it, that's the thing. We'll have to hope there's another one to draw. Alright, 5 dot, let's go. We either have to draw this last East, or we have to draw a last 7 dot. There's 1 played, 2 played. Oh no, there's still 2 left. So there could be 2 more 7s I could draw. Unfortunately, there's only 2 more draws left in the whole game, and there's a reach from mono. And the 4's not safe against them. Darn it. Yeah, maybe if I had a call that wouldn't have happened, then I'd just taken up the draw. Yeah, that's probably what I should have done. Alas. Mono has yet more points. He might have gone for that anyway against my call, I don't know. Ah well. No sense in speculating on what ifs, let's just delay the game. So East 2, repeat 1. 1 reach stick in the middle. And the gap is 82. North is ours, 1 is out though, so we'll pass it for the moment. Good draw. Alright, double door. Still a bit of a way to go, but that's useful enough. Play out Aldargan. Possible Itsu is on, I guess. But I'm more likely to make 2 runs of this rather than 3. Although, if we do have a 2 dot, let's come and consider. Okay, possible Itsu is on. Because I need the 5 anyway, so that's fine. Although, admittingly, I would be Tenpai. No, I wouldn't. Ignore me. Okay, Ishanten. Not a possible Itsu, unfortunately, but you know. Honitsu Itsu. Darn you, sir. That's just showing off. But very nice. Pursuit Reach. We have a 7 Pursuit Reach, so we're going to go for it. 4 was also recently played, so we'll see. No Patsu. Well, 4-7 is unlikely, but there are 7 of them. I could potentially draw it. Red 5 against that. And we get the win off Zola at least, so that drags us back out of the mire to some extent. Niamangan. And the lead. Yeah, we'll throw north. So that's not too bad. 1 run, 2 pairs, More closed things. Just need to pair a dragon up somewhere. He pats bets pats. Indeed he is. There's another interesting game going on in the other room at this point, but hey. What about iPads? Alright, we're hoping to draw a dragon. Didn't happen, so we're going to have to abandon the dragon plan and just go for a Pinfu plan. Eight man doesn't help us a great deal. Also, Sailor's doing something tricky. Alright, let's risk the white. We probably should have got rid of that a little earlier, but hey, done now. Yeah, true. We seem to have a Kokushi off going on. Which I have absolutely no objection to because it's just allowing me to get there. One North played from Mono. So I imagine Mono's abandoned that. 2 9s. Nah. There's nothing that would have been eliminated as of that. Okay. Ishanten. And of course, because we're up against 2% Kokushis, we reach for the 4-pin if it happens. If I mean, we can still get a possible Itsu out of this. We can still 5-6 this for an Itsu. But there aren't that many 5s left, admittedly, but you know, could happen. They're trying to kill off my possible Itsu. North, 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 north. Yep, norths are out. Yeah, so Mono is there. So even if they are going for it, all the norths have been played. Oh, we'll reach on the 8. I mean, they're basically... We've already established they've probably not got hands, so... Let's force the issue. It's a bad reach, but it's a bad reach that they put themselves into a bad position against. So... Oh. Alright, fair enough. I put myself into a bad position by underestimating Mono's recovery. Fair enough. 8-so, though, is a safe tile to Mono. Riichi Patsu. Sorry, Debbie. Yeah, I mean, my logic for the reach was sound. It just, I assumed Mono's hand was in a bad shape if he'd been going for Kokushi for 7 tiles. But oh well. Yeah, his recovery was ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, he could have gone for something ridiculous. He wouldn't have reached with that. I don't think. He might have showboated and reached with an all on his hand, but... But given there was another Kokushi on the other side, I think all honors would be a bit of a stretch. He might have managed to luck into 7 pairs for the moment. I mean, that's the whole point. If you have a Yakuman, you don't announce it. You wait, and then you moan when it doesn't happen. Also, this is an interesting starting hand. I kind of want to go 1-3 here, just on the off chance, but I think we've already drawn things that make that not happen, so... Could have been Chanter, admittingly. I mean, as I say, against two people who were probably going with bad Riichis, I felt that was probably reasonable. Anyway. I think I abandoned the... I mean, Sanchku is the obvious thing to try for here, but I think we're abandoning it in favour of Toy Toy Dora. If anything. Three and 5 unlikely to be gotten, but you never know. South is my wind, so we'll keep that. Oh no, Debbie's played 2 of them. Oh, that was a mistake, but one's already been played anyway, so I was probably getting rid of the 1-2 regardless. Yeah, don't say it, don't say it. I'll review it later. I mean, it could have been Shinitsu. They had only played one of the suits, but oh well. Again, don't reveal. I'll watch later if I'm genuinely interested. Debbie's on for Nageshi. She clearly started with those Souths and the Red Dragons, and that's clearly what she's gone for. Okay, fair enough. Definite safe start for the moment, and we'll see what happens. So, do the Riichi. I don't have a lot that works against it, in all honesty, so we'll risk the 1. Well, let's just see how this goes. But yeah, these are really unsafe Manzi tiles for against that sort of hand. Well, we're lucky into drawing safe tiles here. Thankfully we've not developed the hand, otherwise we would have to risk something. That being said, with this late into the game, it's unlikely. 4-4. So there's 3 4s played, 2 5s. Yeah, that's safe. I'm trying to work out how the likelihood of the 3 being safe, which it should be, but not definitely at the moment. So it could be in a 3-6 octave. Also, Mono's just risked a random 7 out of nowhere. So Mono might have hit Tenpai. Given we see where all the Dora are, I imagine he's got the other pair of 1s. Oh boy. Well, there's no way we do that. It's Tenpai. Didn't have a pair of 1s. I thought he might have. So I just reached 7 pair. 7 pair seems a feasible thing to be going for. Alright, South 1. This is reasonable. Lies. Nobody deserves to win a hand, sir. You either win it or, you know, you don't. Thinking you deserve hands leads to people going on tilt. The game owes you nothing. You have to either earn it or take it. One of those two. Alright, Ishanten. Although single weight Ishanten by the look of it. Probably not going to reach out on the free single weight at this point. We'll probably see if we can progress it into something. Actually, that's going to be better. There we go. So 1-4 is fine. Preferably draw the 1 or the 4 now because that gives us. Right, we'll do that now. So 1-4-2-5 gets us there, as well as 6-9, and would give us pin through as well. So potentially tan pin. Reach tan pin from dealer position would be fine. Gives me a chance to build up a bit of a gap to mono. Draw a 2-man. Oh well. Thankfully early enough that we got away with that. Come on, Sarah. You clearly don't need... You can play 6 dot for safety. I wouldn't mind that. Would the 1 pass Debbie? 1 should pass Debbie. Yeah, okay. I see how this stuff. Hello, Mono. Enjoy. I mean, I probably shouldn't have done, but you know, got to be done now. Oh well. I mean, I ultimately deserve that, but oh well. Had to be done. Had to be. Unfortunately, I've lost 2,600 on both my dealer turns. And I lost the lead as well. Oh well. It was a good way. I felt that one was safe, but maybe I could have been passive there. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have folded. I would have discarded that as well. So yeah. You can say I dominate with Riichi. I was actually tempted both to play that silently if I actually got that before Reach and Reach. But hey ho. Free hands and a 2200 gap is not a problem right now. We're actually reasonably safe to second as well, to third rather as well, so we can probably afford to have a go at something. I'd have lost less points to mono with a sumo from one of these two. Depending on hand value, of course, but... There's even free hand there. That would have been, what? 26-13. He lost 13 as well, so I'd actually been 13 closer to Mono had that have happened. Oh well. I'll let Mono worry about his dealer turn now. I'd say that would be a hell of a Ipatsu. More hand. Does have a Dora. I don't think it's going to catch the gap up enough though. 52. So 26-13. So basically, had that happened twice in a row, I'd have actually been ahead. Mono is still in above the 30k threshold, so the game does still end if the points remain as is, if Mono doesn't lose anymore. 1 Dora, and 2 dragons in the opening hand. I have 2 people waiting if we do want to get one more going. I'm not going to be involved in any more tonight, though. Okay, so this is fine. 900 down. Now there is a risk of falling into lower positions, but this still seems pretty good. Question is, will I get a white dragon in the first few turns? I guess even if I don't, I'm probably still going to have force. I'm probably going to go reasonably aggressive on this one, I think. Given I need 1,000 to overtake, it's probably not worth me being passive here, and that's a shame. In theory, you could call 8s, but pretty much. I mean, that's all I need. West would help me, but 2 of them are already gone. More likely to get something connecting that way. Alright, call 1. I wonder if that's a deciding to must play Vidora now because of a call against me, which is correct, or whether that is an tempo indicator. Ultimately, I don't think it matters, but... Okay, 2 Dora have gone. That cheapens the value of the pants people could have. Yeah, it was a tempo indicator. Yeah, I've got a 9 to get rid of here. Well, that's awkward. Let's play 9. May fold the door to them in a couple of moments. I mean, that is always plan B. Yeah, I've got to fold the door here. Seven is a real gamble against him, but the other options aren't exactly great. Guess we'll go the 8s. High mid Manzu is my general read of him, so we'll see. Seven, 6, 6, 6. Okay, Shima doesn't really change mine and Mono's positions, but it does mean that unless it's a huge hand, we are going into a west round position. Actually, Solo's probably got enough points to just dead that himself. Yeah, Solo's nipped it. Okay, 100 points. So, 1 9 pin over 9, so on turn 6. Pass. Time's gone and I'm tired, so I don't have the capacity to answer the specific questions of that hand. I felt it was best of the time. That's as good as I can give you. I might do some proper analysis on this later because I definitely need to analyse the game I lost, but I don't have a particular answer in mind for you at the moment. I probably had one at the time, even if it's a bad one. Alright, so Mono needs a 2k hand to win. I need a 3k hand to win, or I need a 1000 point sumo to bring this into West and sudden death. Actually, any kind of sumo probably takes me the lead anyway. Sumo plus 1 Doro anyway. Debbie's on the attack, but I mean, if Debbie sumos is not the end of the world, that's probably fine, but she doesn't take the win off Mono. That's going to be really annoying for me. Alright, we got a quick Tanyo attack here for Tanyo Dora 1, and I think that's going to be enough points. So, at the very least, it overtakes Mono. But given we've had calls, I can't really afford to... Oh, that's awkward. Alright, 2. We could still go for Pinfu. That's why I keep the 1 for the moment. With the open hand, it's almost no chance of me falling into last from here, so we are going to attack. Oh, I mean, I just mean this is the West round. If it's a sumo that puts us into a sudden death and I have another turn, that's all I mean. Technically a bad call with my 6-7 remaining, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm looking at the 30k gap. Unfortunately, I think Mono is going to overtake that unless this is just 1,000 only. Nope, we're into West round. Downside is... free hand needed. Alright, West and I'm dealer. So any 2-hand hand as I'm dealer in the West round. And we are there. Right. North start. I have the West tile in hand. I do not have any bonus West, so... come on. One more West. Two-hand hand for the win. Still not going to cut the West just yet. Anything connected to Wondora is good enough, but I'm looking at Tanyo as my most likely option here. One West played. Okay, we'll follow up. We also have Toy Toy as an option here, and while it's Desperation Toy Toy from a dealer, that might be what we end up doing here. That being said, could still connect normally. Yeah. Okay, we're back to normal connections then. So 7-man ideally then. Two of those have been played. So we may have to get rid of these, but We got a shot at this. So if I call this cut 9, I've still got 3 tiles, so I just need a 4-7 and that, and I've got the ones as well. No, can't call that. Live red, fine. Also, with 2 people basically on the finish line as well, we do need to be tempi at the end of this hand. Well, Mono decided to give up 1,000 points, so my room requirement is lower. 9-8 is also safe against her. So here we go. I need at least 2 more draws. Oh well, 3rd place. And we'll call that a thing. Alright, as I said, I'm going to call that a stream. Thanks for joining us, guys. I will be back next week, hopefully slightly less tired. Until then.